It was a normal day at the gates of Buckingham Palace. Tourists laughed, phones clicked, a guard stood tall, silent as always. But what no one knew was that behind the stillness, behind the red uniform and the steel gaze, was a secret, a burden, a moment that would never be forgotten. What the crowd didn't know would haunt them all. His name was Sergeant Isaac Fielding, 39 years old, 15 years in service, decorated, trusted, respected. That morning, he walked into the barracks early. Not a word spoken, just a heavy sigh, barely audible. He looked at the mirror in the locker room, adjusted his bearskin hat, and whispered to himself, greater than, one last time. Earlier that morning, Isaac received a voicemail from his wife. Greater than, Isaac, please come home. He's getting worse. Their son, Matthew, age 6, had been fighting leukemia. Isaac had already taken leave last month. He was told to return to duty this week, but Matthew's condition had taken a sudden turn. Isaac had a choice: abandon post or fulfill one final shift before requesting emergency leave. He chose duty, but inside, his soul cracked. At 11 a.m., Sergeant Fielding stood tall at the main gates. The weather was cool. A breeze brushed past the flag overhead. Tourists flooded in. Some joked, some posed, some tried to get a reaction. He didn't move, but his mind was 100 miles away. Greater than, breathe, Matthew. Just hold on. Then, something happened. A young boy in the crowd, maybe 6 or 7, with a shaved head, hospital bracelet still on his wrist, walked to the barrier with his father. The boy saluted the guard. Sergeant Fielding didn't flinch, but his lip pressed tighter. His eyes blinked, once, a tremble too small to notice unless you were looking. The boy whispered, greater than, I want to be like him, brave. Isaac's breath hitched, but he stayed still. The boy smiled, then was gently pulled away by his dad. The crowd thought it was cute. They didn't know the weight that moment carried. Behind the still face, Isaac's heart was screaming. The child reminded him so much of Matthew, same voice, same eyes. But protocol forbade movement, and Isaac, trained to perfection, obeyed. Yet a single tear escaped, quickly brushed by the inside of his collar as he shifted stance. A tourist thought it was sweat. Another joked, even the gods get hot, But Isaac wasn't hot, he was grieving, in real time. A woman nearby filmed the encounter, zoomed in on the boy's salute, captured the tear. She posted it on TikTok with the caption, greater than, the god didn't react. But his terror said everything. The video gained 10 million views in 24 hours, but no one knew why it happened. Not yet. That night, after his shift, Isaac rushed back to barracks, checked his phone, 9 missed calls, 1 voicemail. Greater than, Isaac, I'm so sorry. He's gone. The message hit harder than a rifle's recoil. Isaac collapsed to his knees, helmet off, fists clenched. He had stood through his son's final breath. 3 days later, Isaac submitted a leave request with a note attached. Greater than, to the officers and brothers I serve beside. Greater than, I did not falter on duty, but inside, I broke in 1,000 places. Greater than, my son died while I stood still, because I believed in our code. Greater than, I don't regret serving. Greater than, but I will never forget the price. The woman who posted the viral video later learned of Isaac's story through a family friend. She updated her post. Greater than, it wasn't just a tear. It was goodbye. The internet mourned. Messages flooded the palace. Veterans wept. Parents ached. The media called him the god who grieved in silence. Now, every April 3rd, Matthew's birthday, a single white rose is placed at the gates. Not by order, not by protocol, but by strangers who remember the tear. A still god always stands behind it, silent, unmoving, honoring the pain hidden beneath the red and black. That day at Buckingham, people thought they were just watching a god, but what they didn't know was that they were witnessing a father's farewell. A moment of unspeakable pain, hidden behind steel posture. What the crowd didn't know that day will haunt them forever. If this story stayed with you, tag someone who's been silently strong.
Thank you so much.
Look at me. Right, go on then, you two.
Oh, look at that handsome baby.
Experience the heart of London. Subscribe to Mits in London and never miss a story.